Okay, good morning, good morning. Testing, testing. New mic setup, new camera setup. Are we okay? Let me know how this goes, because everything's different now. Everything's plugged in a different way. I've got the mic on my lapel. All things are different. So let me know if there's bad mic or light or whatever. Like I can do anything about it. How do you like my lantern? Moku Hankan with the light inside. It looks a bit back. We're seeing it from the back side here. So here we are. You know where we are? It's the first floor of the building. We have a bunch of guests here today. There's a bunch of college students. They've been chasing me for the past week or so, couple of weeks, kinda. They're making they're documentary video students, and they're making a little thing for their school presentation. It's nothing that's going to be shown in airplanes or anything like the other one, but so they'll be in and out around all. Okay, what we got today? We've got a block. You saw me actually a few days ago, last week, bonding this block down. This was the block we glued up. You saw me put the epoxy layer on and I put it into our press. I remembered before we took the table saw and stuff back to Ome yesterday to cut it all straight. And what I've got to do today, we put it through the rough planer this morning. Actually, I forgot to do it last night. I didn't forget, just didn't have time. I put it through the planer last night to pull it down almost flat. And what I've got to do this morning before I paste down the hanchita and get going is I've got to use one of my cabinet scrapers to pull off the last little bit of, the little tiny plane ridges are still here. These stripes you see, these are not actually ridges from the plane. This is interesting. We'll talk about those in a minute when I get there. Collage students, yes, right. So. Okay, also what I've got this morning, I've got a bunch of photographs from the construction setup yesterday. There's a bunch of them on the blog. We may have shown the same ones, but I've got a bunch of other ones that weren't on the blog. So if you remind me a bit later, we've got some photographs to show here. And today is Wednesday, so Rei-chan probably is going to be coming to join us. I've got a stool ready for her. She can come and sit down and do something and to join us then. Okay, anyway, what I got to do is I got to get going on this block. I am not an expert about this, and I'm a bit embarrassed that what you guys are doing is taking some of these Twitch streams and putting them up on YouTube, because something like this tool, a cabinet scraper, there's people on YouTube showing how to use it. These people are masters at it. I am in no way a master at this at all. I can just make this thing function. I know the concept. The light coming from the door is making the camera. You talk about this camera. Yeah, it keeps changing. That's right. That's the way this FaceTime camera works. If we cut the door out, is that what you want? Just me? Is that better? Testing, testing, testing. Light. Good. You have feedback でしょ? 今さっき外からの光、その光のせいで僕の顔が暗くなったんですから。もっと暗くなったか。I don't know. I think it's just the way it is. This FaceTime camera, there's no way to turn off that automatic compensation. Anyway, this camera's okay, I think, right? Okay, so anyway, here we go. Please don't take this as a wonderful global demonstration of how to use a cabinet scraper. I first learned how to use these when I was making guitars back when I was a little kid. Fridge is here, fridge is here. I don't have a stand. Actually, let me explain a bit what's going to be happening here. This is my alcove, and the right-hand side wall to me, this is where the stairs to the second floor go up, and there's a triangular closet behind this space, inside this space, and we're using it for the garbage pails and the gas meter and all that kind of stuff. But as it happens, the wall behind me here, this is empty. So what we're going to do, what Aoyama-san and I are going to do when we get time over the next few days, is we are going to chop into the wall here, build some shelves, put a back wall to it, and put an alcove inside the under the stair closet. So there will be, in the coming days, a set of shelves here. I need it to keep my stuff and to keep all kinds of things. And Fridge will be making his home in there. So for now, say hello. What am I doing playing with stuffed animals? He's here, okay? Where else can we put him where he's visible? I don't know. Can't see it. Oh, wait, there he is. There's a space behind me here. There you go. Are you happy now? Mom, are you happy now? これストリームのマスコットですね。そう、お母さんが送ったもの。ストリームの話、いろいろあったんですが、ミミズクの話、青の話。 Okay, let me get going. As I said, I'm not an expert on this. I can make the wood flat. That's pretty much all. There's still an edge on it from last time I used it. Okay, what do I do? I need a bench stop here. Owl Cove. Oh no. It never stops, does it? Okay, thanks. We'll remember that. My God, it works, this thing, you know, it works. ヨーロッパのカナ、手仮名ですね。向こうにもオスとかカナありますが、刃だけで使うこともあります。Dust. Experts using these things can get it set so you can actually pull a curled shaving. My curly shavings, actually they're curly, but they're very, very small. We're getting mostly dust, which at the moment is just what I want, to get this thing flat. Oh, Mum's here. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Time for my small glass of red wine. Good, good, good. Just one, okay? The rest of the stream doesn't know this here, but the other day, my kids, my two daughters, and their kids, the three grandchildren of mine, visited Grandma. And they gave me a Skype call from there. So we had a 4-generation Skype chat. Grandma at the top, then me, then my two girls, then the three grandsons, two grandsons and one granddaughter. Very nice Skype chat with four generations. It's good fun. Yeah, these scrapers work so nicely. I'm so glad I learned how to use this, you know. Just look it up. There's far more experts on YouTube to teach you how to do this. You know. It works like great. I used to use it for guitar when I was making guitars. Now, about these stripes, this is interesting. Oh no, these are not stripes left over from the planer. When we got this wood resawed, whatever it was, a couple of years ago or whatever, it went through a bandsaw. The bandsaw was really, really rough and left, valleys and mountains and valleys and mountains and valleys and mountains. I planed those off upstairs a few minutes ago before I did this with the electric planer. But what you're seeing here, you're seeing dark stripes, light stripes, dark stripes, light stripes. From where you're sitting, it looks like ridges and valleys. There's nothing there, absolutely nothing there. What you're seeing is oxidized wood. How can I explain this? Looking at it from the light side, when the board was sitting in our upstairs workshop, it had the bandsaw line, hills and valleys and hills and valleys. The sun comes on the wood, cherry wood, always when you plane it first smoothly, it comes up nice and light and white. And then over a period of hours, it starts to change color to go a bit of a golden color. And then as weeks and months and years go by, it gets more and more and more golden. So what you're seeing is the wood down into the first ½ millimeter or millimeter was changed by the action of the sunlight. So even below the hills and valleys that you could feel with your fingers, the wood was changed in color below that. So with my plane this morning, I took off the tops of those mountains, made it flat, but the parts that became oxidized, the subsurface of the wood, are still visible. It's confused me at first because I was thinking, I can't feel it, I can see it, but I can't feel it. Years ago when we started doing this, I kept sanding and sanding and scraping until the lines were gone. But no, I was just going down and down into a flat surface. Audio is peaking a lot. Is it turned up too much? Okay, I'll turn it down. The microphone's quite close to me here, so I'll just turn it down. I'll turn the gain down. Hi, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? How many of you understand that joke? None of you, I bet you. Anyway, let me keep going. And of course, as we go here now, I cut quite strongly at first to peel off some wood, and now it's I'm getting lighter and lighter and lighter and softer and softer. Oops, that's not the cut edge. I think, we're pretty much almost there. The angle goes over and over and over just to peel off just nothing but a bit of dust now. Also, when I started, I was bending it quite strongly. I had the angle up and it peels off. It just acts like a plane and peels a shaving. As I go now towards the end of it, I'm pushing the angle down like this, and I'm pushing less with my thumbs. So the thing is almost flat. So I'm almost now at this point just pulling the flat blade, just supporting with my thumbs at the back. You got to keep the corners off though, so there's got to be some tension. If you leave the corner on, you're going to get a deep gouge in the wood. Listen to me trying to give a lesson on cabinet scrapers. My God. Blind leading the blind. You can come in, it's okay. You don't have to hide. かりますか？カンナの刃ですね。今、ほこり出すでしょ。普通のカンナは刃が入って引っ張るんですね。刃だけで使うこともできます。
すごい。
ちょっといい？ごめん。I think we're there. I think we're there. Oops, let's go. Hi, zoom in a bit. Okay. Yeah, the film students are back here. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 4 of them here today. So they were here all day yesterday as well. So. They read the travel review. What's this? Don't talk to me about reviews. Oh, that reminds me. Do we have Mr. KH here today? No, maybe not. Oh, he is here. Hey, okay. Mr. KH, thanks for adding the TripAdvisor review the other day. Maybe you did this on purpose, and I'll push down those 2 recent not so good reviews and put your nice review at the top. Thank you very much, sir, for the cooperation. Okay, again, some things somebody else might not know about is there's a horrible defect in this piece of wood. There's a knot in, and there's actually a physical hole. We can go right down inside the piece of wood. It doesn't mean this block has to be rejected, because every color block we do obviously has areas that need color and areas that don't need color. And when I was preparing this one, have you guys seen this? I don't know actually how. 今の作品は春画ですね。上で見たんですか？ OK。だから大丈夫。これから絵を出して貼って。今、she's backing away from me right now. It's okay. 僕は OK ですが、今撮影じゃないでしょ？問題ない。これから有名な北斎の春画の絵ですが、これから貼って彫りますから。大丈夫かな？まあ、you're big kids, right? 大人でしょ？ OK? As I was saying, we've arranged this thing so that the area that I need to carve is here and here, and the area that I won't need later on is in the middle here. So after I've pasted this down in this place, it's okay. This will be chopped away anyway. Okay, let's do this. Where's my toolbox? Fancy professional toolbox. Like 40 years of carving, and this is what I end up with, a little paper box. もう僕、彫り師40年ですが、cardboard box. I don't even know what came in it. 読めますか？わかるでしょ？ Henri Carpentier. Sweets. Somebody gave me a sweets box. だから多分何年の間にもうそろそろボロですから次のスイーツ箱をI don't even know whatever is in it. ちょっと恥ずかしい話でしょ。本当の職人がそのこと考えられないんですが。My toolbox. It's just my personality. I'm sorry about that. Whatever. There's a lost wire. No, I kept this handy because what I have to do is I spend more time worrying about the wires than I do about the knives and chisels. I've got the Ethernet cable here rolled up, and I've got to use this to tie it in place. And I need my close-up glasses. They're here. Look at this. I got them. And those of you who've seen these before, you know how the registration system works. When I prepared this transfer sheet, I did it by putting it into the registration marks that were carved on the key block. So the lines on this transfer sheet now are registered to the key block. And it doesn't matter. People, all the time I get the same questions again. People are worried, Dave, where are you going to put the registration marks? It doesn't matter. I could put the registration marks here or here or here or here or upside down. Doesn't matter, because the act of pasting it down is what does the registration. I'm going to put the marks here in a place where I know they're useful and where I know that I'm going to be able to avoid that bad spot. But this part of the job here is not critical at all. These marks could go anywhere. Having said that, I should add one thing, that what we want to do is keep the distance between these two marks the same on the color blocks that we do on the key block. When we're printing our finished print later on, imagine this was a sheet of paper, we're making the print later on. If this bottom line was actually perfectly straight and perfectly smooth, then we could put this registration mark anywhere. It wouldn't matter. We want to keep it as far away as possible. If you get it too close, then any small mistake here means a big distance over here. So we keep the hikitsuke mark over as far as we can. Putting it right at the edge, it's difficult to hold the paper. So usually it's about somewhere around 2/3, 1/3, a good way to hold the paper. But what you saw me check a moment ago to make sure that I put it in exactly the same place as the one on the original. Why? Because if the printer doesn't cut the paper perfectly smooth, suppose the printer cuts it a bit wavy up and a bit wavy down, then if these marks are in different places on different blocks, you're never going to get registered. So good practice is to keep these in the same position, and of course also to make sure you cut the paper as straight as possible. That's why I use this little plastic guide, just so that I make sure it's the same distance out from the edge of the wood. But again, it really doesn't matter. Okay, it's time for our first appearance on the first floor of our friend. I've got to pop this in. Where's my... I thought here he is. Here he is. Here he is. We're going to make a bit of noise here. Oto demasu. 今この人たちにヘッドフォン持っている人に注意してください。これからバンになります。このヘッドフォンも大丈夫かどうか。I'll change my glasses back and forth, back and forth. Okay, noise coming up. We'll count down in a minute. Hang on a sec. Let me get it ready. One sharp, loud tap. The mic is going to peak or explode. If you've got headphones on, be careful. 3, 2, 1. Is she deaf? Are you okay? Oh, you took your headphones off. We have a sound lady here with headphones and a mic and all that sort of stuff. So watch her blow her head up.昨日話したんですが、この人たちのために今までいくつか取ったんですか？5000万。5000万じゃない、5000万。Okay. So. You're hearing the clicking in the background, ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. One of the young girls, of course, they're not shooting video today. In fact, they won't be shooting any video for this project. It's going to be a still project, photographs plus talk. They're first-year students, so I guess they're not allowed to make an actual movie in the first year. What they have to prepare is a sort of a movie-type thing, which is made up of recording, interviews, and still pictures. So she's been taking snap. She's more than 5,000 shots. I've been photographed more than 5,000 times by her this week. So the joke yesterday, we were out at lunch together, and the joke was I should charge her maybe $1 each for each picture. Well, yeah, 100円じゃない。1000円? No, 10円でも okay. Whatever, just a joke. And it's funny, you know, if back in the film days, she wouldn't have been able to do this, but she's just shooting. And it's the sketch, what do you call it? The shotgun approach. Not the way I would do it, but it's not my project. で、昔でしょ、デジタルじゃない、フィルム時代。フィルム入れてカチャクチャクカチン、カチャクチャク。そうするとどうする？だけどもうちょっと考えて映すか。You don't know ね。その経験ないでしょ。僕最初のカメラわかんない。クリスマスプレゼントかな。僕は10歳か12歳ぐらいかな。わかんない。クリスマスでカメラとフィルム。ブラック&ホワイト、もちろんモノクローム。多分24か36ぐらいが入って、じゃあカメラに入れて、どこまでお金次、だから1ヶ月2ヶ月半年ぐらいかもしれない。24回しかないですから、本当に考えてミートルでどれぐらいコークとか今パチパチドキドキですね。終わってからカチッ、もう終わりです。じゃあグーってキャメラショップ持ってきて1週間2週間待っててまるとない2000円ぐらい払うとレンズキャップ忘れちゃったとかボケてるとかそのケース多かった。すごいお金かかった。Unbelievable. Yeah, the setup for my bench with my legs here, this is a typical carver's bench that would normally go on the tatami, on a floor. And this is the way I carved, I don't even know, the first 20 years or so when I was doing this. I folded my legs underneath and sat under the carving bench. When did I change? When I moved to the Ome house and I built my own workshop, I must have been around nearly 50 or something at that time, I guess. And my knees were starting to give me trouble. And what do you expect? All day long, 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day with your legs crossed. So at that time, I built a raised platform, the carving bench on top of it, and my legs go down inside, like a Japanese restaurant. You've seen them sometimes. And that's the way I've been doing it ever since. So I've got the same carving bench now, but it's on a raised platform. If you look at those photographs of the shop, you'll see it's a raised platform, and my legs go down inside. So I'm sitting in a normal position in front of my bench. I'm on an elevated platform. My feet are actually on the floor of the shop. It's just fit perfectly. So my feet are on the floor of the shop down in the hole. And the bench itself, somebody's mentioning, this is the one that I inherited from Harada-san. He was a pre-war, post-war carver, Harada Kametaro-san, and I got this bench from his son. So the bench itself has replaced the rickety one that I used for many, many, many years. And the wood shavings for the most part go inside, and the ones that go outside, I'm not going to bother about it because the shop staff every morning, as part of the normal shop routine, they're going to run a mop over the floors anyway. So they will catch my stuff with no problem. In fact, this is going to be a much cleaner area than it's ever been for me because we now have staff who are going to specifically clean this every day. It's tilted. The bench is tilted. It's tilted up at, I don't even know what angle it is. The camera angle you're seeing doesn't show it, but the bench is tilted this way. Our printing benches tilt away so we can put pressure on the printing bench. The carving bench very slightly tilts this way. We lean forward into it, and my forearm stays in a perfectly flat, easy stress-free environment. Print upstairs, I don't do much printing. If I do any printing these days, I go and borrow one of the printing benches upstairs. The mic is still tweaking, it's still clipping. I don't know, it's the settings, you know. Anyway, I've got to get going on this. I've got to get going. Test, test. There she goes. Looks good. We got room at the edge, room at the edge, room at the edge. Ah, sucker. This is junk. These are all the. Now when I paste this down in a few minutes, this is going to be a fairly long and complicated process. Normally these sheets just get pasted down, I peel off the back and away we go. But you might remember that what we did here, this is a combination sheet. It's a layer of Gampi printed from the key block, and I pasted on top with Photoshop a bunch of other pieces of Gampi. So parts of this are one layer and parts of this are two layers. And when I paste it down, the glue is only going to catch the top layer of those. But lots of them are two, so after I peel off the back here, we're not going to get one of these perfectly smooth peels. I'm going to have to go through with my knife every one of these small places and peel off, take back the second layer of Gampi. So this is going to be a messy, involved job. Nothing like one of our dramatic, nice peels. In fact, it's going to take me a while, so I think we're all ready. We've got it lined up. The hunched is ready. It's all in place. I'm going to keep the black areas and the yellow areas. Let's do this thing. I know what's going to happen. I'm just going to paste it down and someone's going to come in or deliver some flowers or something. This is the one part of the job that you never want to get disturbed on, pasting down the hunched stuff. Because if you put your glue on and paste it down and somebody disturbs you, it wrinkles and wrinkles and wrinkles.あ、一つお願いですが、すり体験の部屋からバラン一つ持ってきてください。Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. And these are our double layers now. You can see what's happened here. This is the original layer, and below it is the one that was pasted on from Photoshop. I have to now make sure these come off. Okay, this is, here we are. So the one that was on top, the Photoshop layer. So difficult to explain this. It's so easy to do and so difficult to explain. Do I need to explain more? Or have you got it now? This was the double layer, right? So this part where we see the octopus skin and this part I've just peeled off are the same sheet of paper. And on the front of it, I laid the Photoshop printout, or the tracing printout rather. Now I'm going to peel this off.ちょっと分かりにくいでしょう。What's happening over here? Are you guys getting this or not, or what?今コメントいろいろありますが、一つのコメントはいつもクリッククリッククリック聞いてる写真。And we've missed a little spot there, which I'm going to have to make up later on. Piece of seaweed. None of this would be necessary if I had the ability to draw the seaweed on the transfer sheet, but I really don't have that skill, so it's better to take that time to trace it as you saw on the iPad. And by doing it this way, we get pretty much exactly the same shapes as it was on the original. Almost there. Oh, look at this, comes off just so nicely. Mina静かですね。I think we've got it. Where's my toolbox? Okay, that's a bit messy and finicky, sorry about that, but now we have the hunch there ready for carving. Well, this block's nothing to do with the parties. This is a print that we're publishing ourselves independently. Nothing to do with the print parties, of course. Now, before I can start carving, this needs sharpening. So it's going to be a real mixed session today. Let's put this aside for a minute. Somewhere I brought my sharpening gear. Is it not here? Oh, here it is. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here. Good morning, sir. We're having a click, click, click party. So.
Hi. Are you joining today, or are you here?
Yeah, I'm just going to do some shopping. Sure, turn around. I can bring this a stool here. Yeah.
A couple over here.
Oh, and just now, click. I haven't heard one of those sounds in a long time.
Yes.
They tell me the audio is terrible today. Where they're clipping, clipping, clipping. I turned it down a bit. The thing is here, so I don't know. Anyway, let's turn it around. And I'll...
Oh, it sounds nice and cool here. Outside's going to be a hot one.
Yeah, I think we're okay. There's the mic. Let me put the mic. Let me put the mic in between us there. Okay. Is that better? At least it's off my chest now. I'm going to sharpen it. Reintroduce yourself. It's been weeks or something since you were here, right?
Maybe a week. I'm Cameron, for those who don't know me. Looks like a lot of familiar faces, but maybe some new ones.
The usual suspects, plus new ones. There's always new ones every day. You know, people are like, what is this? What am I doing here? You know.
We have to talk loudly for them to know if it's better or not. I guess. Who's this man? It's Kevin B. 1976. I hope he didn't forget me already. Here helping out with whatever I can. If you send an email to us, usually I'm
check the
the one who
box.
answers it.
What's
Yeah.
this,
So speaking of which, let's go see what that was. Questions. There's each question. Huh. Interesting. Someone says, for the first time today, when I attempted to make a comment in chat on Twitch, I had to register with Facebook.
What?
How do you feel about this?
We have not got any such setting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Zero.
We haven't done it. So if
No, I
that's
think-
happening, then it could be on Twitch's side. But what?
But also, Twitch is when you try and log in on Twitch, it says log in or log in with Facebook or log in
Yeah,
with
yeah.
blah blah blah. We have no setting in our end whatsoever. No such response, no such requirement.
Yeah. He says, hi, sound lady. Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu.
Oh, they're visible. They're visible now. Are they okay? Soka, soka, soka.
Nice headphones.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All the gear looks expensive. I guess it's
Yeah.
school.
Nice.
I'm sure they're paying for it. It's a private
Yeah.
school. Dad is paying for it.
What do you prepare the sharpening stone with before you start sharpening like you're doing?
This is a diamond stone, so it actually doesn't need anything. You can just start rubbing.
Just
on
go.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm not. Excuse me. I still have this bit of an old-fashioned feeling. What I do is I use the nagara, which is a kind of a stone that crumbles easily. It makes mud. And in our traditional way of doing it, when you're working with traditional stones, some of them are so hard and smooth, you can rub all day, nothing happens. It's just like rubbing on a piece of marble. But if you moisten it and crumble some nagara stone onto it, the crumbled nagara stone makes a kind of mud. I mean, I can't see under the microscope, but I think it's that mud that actually does the cutting action on it. Now here on the diamond stone, you know, I've been told many, many times, Steve, you don't need that, you don't need that, just rub your blade on the stone, it's okay. But I like the feeling of this mud, and also I can see the mud, you can see right now, the mud is a sort of a whatever, buff color, whatever it is. But as I do this over a period of a few seconds, it starts to go black. These are, you know, it's particles of iron, you know, coming off this thing. So it gives me some sort of feedback on how I'm doing and what I'm doing and what's going on.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
I don't think you need this on the diamond stone, but I don't know. Surely it can't help to have a bit of, it can't hurt to have a bit of lubricant there. Good morning, Dae-chan, how you doing?
Good, thank you.
How was your lesson yesterday?
Oh, it was really good. It was fun.
First time?
Oh, I didn't actually do it.
I moved the mic a little closer.
I just like
Introduced and chatted and
yeah, they're really nice and it was interesting as well.
say hello to the channel.
So,
Is it okay to talk about what you did yesterday, or is it top secret?
no.
You mentioned, because Shaman probably doesn't know either.
There's a teacher called Octopus Print. Like he teaches like carving, traditional Japanese carving, and I got kind of interested, so I wanted to see if I'm like going to do it or not. So I went to the I went with Audrey-san and then like Eva-san and just like seeing what like people doing and like how they do.
Cool. That's great.
It's an interesting question. Why are all my staff members going to another workshop
Going
to
to
study
do-
carving? You know?
Yeah.
So, Teiko-san, Audrey-san, Shiko-san,
Keiko-san's doing it too. I didn't know that.
Naode-chan. So there's 4 or 5 of them.
Wow.
Well, like, why are all Dave's staff members going somewhere else to learn about carving? We've talked about this before. I won't teach these people because the way I carve is not the classical. Well, the way I carve is not the classical technique. So
Yeah.
I carve on a very, what's the word, not handmade, what's the word, self-taught, strange system, which comes from a couple of things. One, because I'm left-handed. One, because I'm left-handed using a right-handed knife. And because I spent so many years not knowing how to properly do it, I learned my own sort of bastardized system for this. So my results are good. I can carve nice prints,
Yeah.
but it's a very frustrating way to do things. It doesn't bother me now because I'm 66, but
Yeah,
somebody
you've
just
been doing
starting
it,
out.
yeah.
So somebody starting out should not clearly do it the funny way that I do.
Yeah.
So this is why I don't and won't. You know, they can watch what I'm doing and see things, but I won't teach. And Asuka Sensei, Asuka Motoharu, he's totally classically trained. He knows how to do it right. And for someone just starting out, that's absolutely the best way to do this. And not just because that's the traditional way. There really are technical reasons why what he does is better for the actual carving. And if I were starting again now, absolutely, I would like to do it that way.
Yeah. Can you hear a little better now? Like saying
I'm
after
trying,
moving it.
I'm trying to speak softer too, I don't know.
Yeah. Because in here it's kind of
Echoey.
Sweet. To be new.
So, Rachel, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? You're just in for the first time. You haven't seen it yet, so.
I saw it on Instagram.
Oh, you saw it? Woohoo!
That's just
We got
as
one
good
Japanese
as, just
person
as good as the
watching.
real thing. What you guys are doing the print party, it's still going to be the peach board blocks. We haven't got the microwave blocks ready yet. Last night I had a choice of two things: prepare for getting this ready, or prepare in the microwave. So hopefully over the next couple of days, if I've got time for it, depends on how busy we are here in the shop next couple of days, I'll try to get the microwave blocks ready.
Cool.
There were so many things to do yesterday. It just ate up so much time. You know, getting that little board in at the front of the door and all. You know, the last little jobs just take up so much time.
When is Cameron microwaving? I don't know. When is anyone going to be microwaving?
So I mean, you know, the first test team. You know. I've got to put a priority on it now, of course. But, priority was first getting the shop up and running. And the shop actually, it's really quite bare now. All we've got, the prints are on display, period, and their sales counter is there, period. There's nothing else. And when we moved yesterday, we realized that there's a 4-year assembly of many accoutrements, little posters, little signs, little things up there that we don't have any room or space for here.
Yeah.
So we couldn't just bring the whole shop down here and set it
Right.
up. So it will have to grow organically on its own.
Yeah.
There's no sign on the wall yet. There's no, you know, the walls are still bare.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the finished product at
Yeah.
all. You know, so. And behind that counter, it's a mess. Shiba-san tried to set it up yesterday, but I think what she did was she filled the whole space with everything. And there's no way you can't do that.
Yeah.
She should have used half the space and let it grow into the rest of the space. You know. So we'll see. Take-san will come tomorrow and say,
What is this?
yeah. It's okay, it doesn't matter. We're here and we're set up and it will now grow organically on its own way.
Yeah. Because even the shop upstairs,
Of course,
I've
of course, of
changed
course. Oh
layouts
my God.
many times.
When we first started, there was no Hunger Club panel, there was no lights on there were no small shop signs, there was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the old pictures from 4 years ago, oh my God, that wasn't a shop, that was just a hobby little thing. So the same thing will happen here. But at least we have a beautiful, beautiful open space to do it in.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we took the extra time. We spent the money on the expensive flooring and stuff like that.
But it looks sharp.
Oh, and it feels so good to walk on. It's got a little tiny bit of cushioning underneath.
Yeah. It's not like walking on concrete.
We were in Rome, yesterday. We took a lunch break and went to a nearby restaurant and sat in a sort of alcove. And somebody said, "Look at that, same kind of flooring." And it wasn't. What they've done is they bought the cheap little plastic. Well, they did. You were there yesterday. All the walls were plastic and this and that. And it looks from a distance, oh, that's a nice wooden thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was just, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad we took a little bit of, not little bit of, considerable expense.
And there are quite a few people are having audio troubles, but some say it's fine. Is this little volume knob, would that
Yes, that's
change?
the audio. That's the gain on this one. And if some people are good and some people aren't good, then it's a way that Twitch is blending the audio and video. There's nothing I can do about that. Clipping, I think, is my problem. We may have it turned up too loud.
It hasn't clipped anymore now since moving
No.
it.
When I cough or something, it'll probably
Yeah.
clip a bit.
I moved it up just a tiny bit. I hope that sounds a little better.
It's on my list of things to do to get another microphone, but just honestly speaking, whatever, there are a lot of things on the list of things to do. So. Okay, I'm going to start
Here
with some.
comes trouble. Here comes trouble.
Oh, that, yeah. Well, what should we do about this? Because I'm going to carve down here. Should we get what have I got, a piece of paper, or should we what should we do here? Because I really don't want trouble with Twitch.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
Can you give me a piece of sellotape, or bring me the sellotape dispenser from the camera? Sorry to send you a go for, but
From here, I'm not sure how much you need, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
Let's see. And here's our peel, because that gampi now can actually now be peeled off a bit.
Oh, nice. Did you glue it on earlier this morning, or has this been
No,
on for a
no,
while?
this went down this morning. I planed the block upstairs this morning.
Oh, wow.
I turned on the OB planer at 6 o'clock this morning.
I'm
trying
sure
to
the
shut all
neighbors
the
loved
windows.
it.
I had no choice. I had to do it. I could either do it last night at 12:30 at night or do it this morning at like 6:30 in the morning. So I did it at 6:30.
Yeah.
Tried to get it done as quickly as I could. Then I finished. I did this morning down here with a hand scraper. And this is the peel. This is the back of the gampi coming off. Right? But we've got to be really careful because we've got, you know, two different layers of gampi here. So. Speaking yesterday at Oscar Sensei's place, did you actually touch knives and stuff, or was it just
Yeah,
just
just-
looking
yeah.
around? So can I ask you, like, are you actually interested in doing this and trying to learn how to do it?
Yes, but I don't know, because it's like learning this kind of carving is like gonna take ages to learn, and then like I have like
A
studied.
life, yes, of course.
Yeah, so
But
I don't think I can balance it.
okay, but it depends on what the goal is. If the goal is to become, you know, a top level super shokugeki craftsman, then it's sort of a full time thing. But if your goal is to just do it as a hobby and learn a bit more about it, then you don't have to worry about, you know, how far I have to go, right? It's been interesting to watch. You've learned more and more about traditional woodblock prints as you've been here the past few months. You knew nothing about it before whatsoever. Yet clearly your interest has grown in this. You know, sometimes I show you the old prints and you're like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. you
Yeah.
know. So it's interesting to see someone of your age who's never heard about this stuff before really think that, oh my God, there's really something interesting here.
Yeah.
It's been real fun to watch that. When I heard the other day that you'd gone to Asuka Sensei's place, I was thinking, he's getting caught bit by bit. You know, I'm doing nothing to this. I'm not trying to catch you or say anything. We just do our normal job. But to see you naturally develop
Yeah.
a more instinct, it's so fun for us. You know? Anybody, when you know we like something, when other people also like it, it's it feeds our own things as well. So it's just I'm just laughing watching you do this. You know. Now Audrey, Keiko-san, you, Shiba-san, going over there.
Will the microscope eventually make its way down to this new carving area?
Yes, of course. It's something else that needs to be set up. I don't want to have it sitting here in the middle of the shop all day, every day. It's removable in the sense that now we can poke it into the bench here.
Right.
And what I want to do is, the place I'm sitting on right now is a flap. There's a storage cabinet underneath, which I haven't been using up to now. But on my list of things to do now is underneath here, make a little clip stand for the microscope, so that I can just, because we'll put it here, click, put it in place and use it, then lift it off and put it in place under the seat. Because I will be needing it for many parts on this very block that I'm carving. I'll be needing it.
Yeah.
But I don't want it sitting in the middle of the shop all day, every day.
Right.
So I'm just it's ready to go. I'm just going to put it into a removable storage system. It's the same thing for this one too. I'll need both. I don't know what's visible on the camera. Zoom on a bit.
Yeah, I can zoom out.
We've got this, and the clip is here on the side of my bench. This one comes down. And the same thing. I'll be making a storage place that I don't have to worry about where it is. As today's construction does. Because sometimes I work with just my glasses. Sometimes I work with this light lens, and sometimes I need the microscope.
Yeah.
So I'm going to want all three of them instantly changeable back and forth.
Same story for the flask and the hanging light bulb.
Yes, so you can. If you look up there right now, it's too bright. Okay, you can see some hooks. The hooks are ready for it, and so hooks are ready, and it will be coming down. I didn't have time to do it for today. I was hoping it would all be ready, set for the first day, but didn't
But
get
you
that
will
far.
leave those ones out.
Yeah, that will stay here because that's part of, for one thing, it's
The
too
whole
troublesome
setup,
to take them out and set them down. And it's also part of what the bench, you know, where there's David.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, you know, upstairs now, we've been taking pictures every day with the guests. Can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? And for now, I think for pictures, I think I'll just simply sit back here. The stool is right there. The person can sit on the stool. Bang, let's take a picture together at the garden bench. And this also, this spot here is going to become the new YouTube video spot.
Right.
YouTube videos will not be made in this spot, I think, rather than sitting over at the sales counter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's have a go. Let's put knife to wood here for the first time on this.
Your mother asks, if it has to be covered up, should you be doing it?
Oh, it's because
for the audience.
it's because different people have different standards. I myself have no embarrassment or problem with this at all, but Twitch's policies are please no nudity because children watch Twitch, children play on Twitch. So it's a question. It's like a movie. When you do a movie, you rate it PG or mature, whatever. And this particular project is a mature project. So no, it's not a question of I shouldn't be doing it. It's different people have different expectations and standards. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So. The younger Dave wouldn't have known how to handle this. You know, I wouldn't have understood enough about life or people to be able to know what to think of this. And in the generation where I grew up in the 1950s, literally, we had no access to things like that. For me, I never saw a woman's body until I was an adult. Never even saw a picture of such a thing. So my generation was struggling with these kind of things very, very much. You know. And the new generation now, the Asian generation, I don't want to talk to you about it, but you have access to more things like this than I ever had when I was a child. You know. So these guys too, these students, they're 20 years old or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's a very mixed world.
Oh, apparently there's a new name for this new spot. Did they give it a name? Do you know the name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, for your new workbench area. Someone's just called it Dave's Cave. Have you heard this name yet? Or?
No, but I thought somebody about a half an hour ago, I was talking about building a shelf here on the right-hand side and putting a sort of cut some shelves in here. And then somebody said, it's the Owl Cove.
The Owl Cove.
And I think, was that this thing or that's this corner? I don't know because
not
we do have our mascot with us this morning.
Yeah. We've got Fridge now.
So this is the Owl, I think, rather than Dave's Cave, I think this is the Owl Cove, I think, and this guy should be, I think, here visible all the time.
Yeah.
And we need to put a sign on him saying, you know, put something around his neck or something, a sign saying, you know, hi, I'm Fridge, the Twitch stream mascot. You know,
Yeah.
Nice to meet you or something. In fact, look at her, she's smiling. It'll go, right? If we put a string under his arms with a little piece of card, you're laughing. Can we do that? I think it's, you're busy today with parties, but... Hi, my name is Fridge. I am the Twitch stream mascot or something. Pleased to meet you or whatever you want to say. But yeah, whatever. Any and all suggestions? Let's see what the stream decides to. The Owl Cove. I like that.
It sounds cute to put a name tag on it. My name's Fridge. I run this place.
Okay, you're gonna pay the bills. That's fine. You take over if you like.
Yeah.
So payday is only like 3 weeks away. Next payday. Get ready for it, please.
You're gonna have to give me
2.5
your bank
million.
account information.
2.5 freaking million. That last payday, I can't believe what we're up to now. 2.5 million. I mean, I know millions are millions, but whatever, you know.
As they cover his eyes. Because he's too close to that print.
How old is he? I don't know.
Only a few months.
2.5 million. I think it's a birthday, right? It's on the tag actually. It says it's a May. I think we talked about this when we first saw it.
Like the Beanie Babies that were popular in the US like 15, 20 years ago.
Oh no, it's good. Look here, his birthday's on there. It's on the tag.
Oh, he's got one.
You can see it.
July 2017.
July 2007. He's a year old this month.
Oh, there we are.
Happy birthday.
Birthday.
So soft.
It's cute.
It is. It's a very nice one. And thanks again to my mother for sending that. You know,
Yeah.
So it's a bit silly for me to play with nui groomy stuffed animals, but it's great. It's made a nice touch for the stream.
I can see Fridge being quite the hoot.
The hoot.
You're reading the stream, or you're making this
I'm
up?
reading the
stream. Cameron.
No, this one's not
Okay,
one of
okay,
mine.
okay,
I won't
okay,
take credit
okay.
for that one.
Credit or culpability.
Yeah. A hoot can mean like a fun party or it's a hoot. It's something exciting, fun, but it's also the sound an owl makes. So it's a pun.
Where would that have come from?
A hoot.
Yeah, it's a real
I have
hoot.
no
Where would
idea.
that have come from? Well, the internet will tell us, I'm sure. Delivery went upstairs, I think. I have to train the delivery guys.
We're downstairs now.
I totally forgot HM was sitting there and I brought the sound. I don't know. So, I'm a bit careless. She is 16, you know, that's a mistake. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You have a responsibility to take care of your people. You know, I just totally forgot. It's the second time she's seen
Whoa. It looks heavy. Oh, flowers?
it. Nika, I got that. Correct.
I explained that when we were downstairs.
Oh, flowers. Good, good, good.
It's for you.
Yes. This is it Ishizaki-san?
感じ yes, そうです。
Okay. Let's, in fact, go ahead. Don't open it. No problem.
Now?
Right there, right there, right there.
Knife or something? Or can you...
Yes, please.
Oh, I don't know where anything. Oh, maybe. Alright. Everything's changed, but not too bad.
We got one of the flowers on the counter. That's from Nakamura-san yesterday. She brought that last night. So.
Did you already show these on the stream?
No,
Yeah. It's plants.
just pop it out so Rachel, on the stream. Right? Just pop it out so we can see.
Flowers? Me? No. Bird.
Oh, yes.
They are really well packed.
Well, cut the box, whatever. But you have to leave it. Don't leave it. An unboxing video.
An unboxing video, your favorite. Love.
Ah, it's maybe stuff from, is it stuff from her garden maybe, which she asked her flower company to do, I'm not sure.
There. Perhaps. Is it greenery around the shop? Like
Yes,
flower-
so. We'll have to work out where to put them. I haven't built the actual flower shelves yet, so.
Yeah, I just heard a question.
Yeah. I'll put this back here.
Very nice. There's a card as well. If you like.
Thank you.
That one's definitely for
Oh, it's instructions.
you. Is what?
Instructions on care instructions.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it's inside Japan. I'm like, how did they know we moved?
Sure, just for now, put them on there, Rachel, or maybe at the other end, bunch them all up or something. We'll see. We'll sort out where to keep things.
Yeah.
I think during the day there might be a few more coming, so I'll have to sort out.
What is this? Oh, there's a
The bottom plates for them, I think.
yeah.
So you guys opening flowers and I'm carving seaweed.
Yes. Plants all around.
How's our time schedule, Cameron? What's
It's 9:11.
okay, 9:11.
9:10.
Okay.
I think there's a question. I'll go dig that up. Huh. That is bizarre. The same person as before said, I've been watching Dave's Twitch stream since it started. I've never needed to register with Facebook in order to make a chat comment. But this is what I get if I try to chat comment now. This screenshot, and his option is to log in. Oh, I think the top you can choose to connect with Facebook by clicking that button, or just log in using your normal Twitch handle in the bottom. So you should still be able to log in with whatever username you've been using in the past.
To forget, we've changed no settings at this end. We have no search requirement. Other people on the stream can maybe put in their experiences.
Yeah.
We have no requirement to do Facebook at all.
Yeah, I think the Facebook one is just an option at the top for those who don't want to have 12 different accounts that just use the same one.
And they
on
put that
everything.
one in your face. I guess they're probably.
Yeah.
But Twitch is owned by Amazon, so
It
there's
is,
no,
yeah.
there's no shoot. I wonder why they're pushing that so heavily.
Yeah. Ooh, paper. That poor box, because we pulled it apart. Sometimes I order stuff just because I love unboxing. Okay.
Cameron, teach him our web address of our web shop.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a place with lots of things that you can order, and if you get them all one at a time, you have lots of boxes to open. I don't know the commands. Let's see.
This part here, if I'm zoomed in, this is the one place in this print where the previous carver seems to have forgotten a bunch of things. All the way around this thing, this seaweed is, what he's done is he's cut a curve at the top like I did
Right.
and make zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. All the way around it's exactly the same. It's the curve, zigzag, zigzag, zigzag. And a few of them have quite a bit of a flat top on, where he hasn't quite got his zigzags to the point.
Yeah.
So you can see that's the way he's done it. He's cut a straight line first and then zigzagged it. And two places right down here, which is at the bottom, maybe it's where he ended up, there's the curve and he hasn't cut the zigzags in them. So what I've reproduced here, this dark black, is what I traced on the iPad from the original.
Yeah.
And we talked about it at that time. What am I going to do? Do I turn it into a zigzag or do I replicate his, I think, moment of forgetfulness?
Yeah.
What should I do? And you see the idea, you can see the pattern. He's carved, he's just cut the shape first and then put the V notches into it. And one place, it's simply the curve. It doesn't make any sense. There's no reason visually for it to be like that because all the seaweed is the same pattern everywhere. It's nothing to do with the woman or nothing at all.
Personally, it looks kind of weird. It's just like those two parts. It's just.
Yes, but at the moment, remember, at the moment you're seeing nothing else. There's
Yeah.
yellow here, there's other dots, there's other stuff. So if you just look at the actual real picture, you probably don't really notice it. The only reason I notice is because I've gone over every tiny millimeter of this whole print time and time and time again. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to leave it like this for test printing and test carving because we can go this way, but I can't go back.
You can't
So,
uncarve.
so I can't uncarve. Well, we can plug it, but it's a lot of trouble. So I think I'm going to leave it as they did it first for our first proof prints,
Yeah.
and then make my decision to go back. And I suspect I will be zigzagging it because it makes no sense to leave it. And that'll mean an extra bonus. We will have 10 or so proof prints without the zigzags. Bring it over to Sotheby's 100 years from now. So
Kantar.
I've got to add value for my grandchildren somehow. So,
Kantar says, like the dots missing on half of it, fix
yeah,
it, fix
yeah,
it,
yeah,
fix
yeah,
it.
fix it, of course. Yes. But you got to think about my legacy for my grandchildren. So I'm
Yeah.
going to make these little rare items one by one by one.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Audrey-san, come in, say hello. How you doing? How you doing?
Congratulations.
Come show your face here. Shoes, okay. Shoes. If we start leaving shoes there, everybody would be chaos. So. Has Audrey, have you shown on stream before? Have you said hello before? I don't know. Sometimes Wednesday morning.
Just only hello, I think. Yes, keep the rare ones for your kiddos.
Well, not my kids, it's my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, because they won't have any value until a long time from now. Audrey, your party room is ready for you today. There's good news and bad news. Good news is the room is totally ready. It's all set to go good. The bad news is it's going to be the same print still for the next few days at least. I haven't got the microwave blocks up and running yet. So Shiba-san was excited. She wanted to try them.
I want to try
I know. You and 10,000 other people who are watching this stream want to try it. But, I've had one or two things to do. I keep using the same excuse, but it's still true. So just hang on a bit.
No problem.
It's not a bad idea to minimize the stress of changing too many things all at the same time. So the room is okay. Fresh new tatami. So try not to spill Coke on it or something. Brand new tatami.
Brand new green.
In fact, so the guy brought it in Monday afternoon, and I was chatting with him when he's bringing it in from his truck. And his main job these days is putting new covers on tatami. I asked him, when's the last time you got an order for new tatami? He's like, and he couldn't remember. Well, it used to be their routine. You build a new house, people build a new house, bang, they call it tatami shop and bang. 2 of the rooms are washed.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen anymore. And maybe they built some new mansion with washed, so they don't call it a tatami shop. It's not industrial scale.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't get any orders for new tatami rooms anymore.
Interesting.
So he gets a recovering. We'll be calling him again next year to flip them and recover them.
Yeah.
So he was pretty happy about this thing. So.
Nice.
You and I have to now write the check. So I asked him, where's the bill? He said, we'll send it by mail. So he's okay, he's cool with this. So
That was good.
what's it going to be? It's 80,000, okay? 85,000. Translation, $800
Yeah.
for a couple of straw mats to go on the floor. So.
How many is it? Is it 6?
It's six. It's the standard 6,000.
Like 85.
Hachimayan.
8万円 per one.
No.
the whole set.
No. Take your feet off before you walk in there.
Yeah.
Please. Don't touch it. So you will levitate over the floor, please. So.
Yeah.
But there is too, if you're chatting with customers about it, try not to scoff and stuff. Because the ones upstairs, they lasted pretty well. They lasted over 3 years, but they're now dead. What killed the ones upstairs is one of our staff members' name doesn't need to be announced right now. Tried to do some construction work and didn't bother putting a sheet down and a couple of metal fittings, tore the thing. And that's it. Once you've torn it, it starts to unravel from that point. So it's that first scratch that's the killer. If you can avoid that, you're good to go for the run. So.
Yeah. Are the July subscriptions being sent out? Yes, they are out. They're on the way. As soon as we receive payment, confirm it, then we send it usually that same day. So
Always on top of things, right?
Yeah, we're all on top of it. So.
As far as the manufacturer goes, we're doing well. There's been one change in the subscription series this year. Print number 11 and 10 are being switched around.
Oh, okay.
They don't even know because they don't even know what designs are coming
Yeah.
out. But please give me a flag because we're preparing the Jushiban in a certain order. And Jed has flipped the images.
Okay.
So there's a potential for disaster here. It's
Yes,
great. Image number 11 with caption number 10. And talk about my grandchildren's legacy. There's another good chance for that. 200 prints printed with the wrong caption. So make sure, not just me, please don't.
Okay,
When we get that far in October, November,
Okay.
please help me with that.
That's good.
There are so many ways to screw up.
Yeah. When is opening down? Did the new shop downstairs open already? Today is opening day.
We're in it.
Yeah.
So, we're in it.
Yeah, 40 minutes or so. It'll be officially open.
Yes, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven Konbini Day. So,
Yeah.
Konbini
It's
Day.
Konbini.
So. Maybe you could link to or somebody can link. I blogged last night.
Oh, yeah?
You put on Facebook, but I put 2 blog posts up
great.
last night.
Thanks.
So somebody can link those. It's the Mukahankan Conversations blog. I did it before and an after. Somebody can find them easier than you can find them, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of photographs. Oh, and also, I've got photographs here.
All right. Construction.
Pop-up construction. Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Pop-up construction. And pop-off Magewell.
Not me.
No.
The others.
Bingo. Okay. Oh, Sugi-san. Hello. Hi. What are you doing down here?
のところは3階です。
そう、つけ。Don't stop it. No, then everybody will leave their shoes. We'll end up with 50,000 shoes.
It'll be a free
Say hello. So.
おめでとうございます。わあ、おめでとうございます。
はい、thank you very much.
イエーイ。オープンだ。すごい。
Not yet. まだ11時だ。そう。
いや、すごい。
Cameron, you can see the picture. Scroll through. It's the right arrow.
あ
You have to click onto the construction.
There we go.
So you can. I'll just keep copying.
There it
You can
is.
talk.
Yeah.
It's just what you.
This is the view from just outside that door out of the frame. Oh, nice. You did move the sign over to the bottom half of the door. So that was the setup last night, right? I saw you post. Was that midnight or?
Don't start.
Ayumi was there, wasn't she?
So well. Yep.
I saw the test photo with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Oops. Here's our Hanga Club board. Beautifully put together. It'll need some adjustments.
Wait, did you take everything off and put it back?
Of course.
It's a new board.
It's a new board.
Different board, yeah. So if you want to make it beautiful, onegaishimasu. Please feel free to use it. Anyway, so here, there's the view. That's where David is right now, but he's not in the shot. You can see the nice LEDs. Are they on right now? Oh, they are not.
Oh,
We
wow.
gotta turn those up.
はい。
Would they light up like Christmassy way?
レイちゃん、キャメラ、カウンターの裏に引き出しあります。ストップ。はい。引き出しの中に、はい。赤いボタン。
Remote control for that.
ビンゴー。はい。
Wow.
あんまり、ちょっと眩しいです。はい。
すごいかっこいい。
They're playing with the lights.
これ。
Oh, don't start the disco show. No.
After we close the shop.
We got all the prints.
Parties with the antique shop next door.
すぐさん紙出したんですけど、机の上に置いておいて。
ありがとうございます。
奥の部屋はちょっと。
涼しいところ
いや
に。
じゃない。昨日片付けたんですけど、道具を全部。
場所。
Yeah.
これから片付けます。
おはようございます。
Here's the setup. That computer is on a, what do you call that? A little lazy suit. It's a swivel.
Lazy
It
Susan.
turns around.
Lazy Susan. So. This is new for us. So
Yeah,
we've got
this is
larger
new.
prints. We've never had a good place to display the larger prints, and now for the first time we've got a special cabinet. We've got a filing system. You can't really quite see it on this picture, but on the right hand side there's large files that contain
people can
larger
really
prints. So
look
they can
through
browse. They can actually flip pages and browse through some of the beautiful larger prints we have.
And they are available.
Well, we've got to
They've
try
just
and get
been
him
hidden.
into we've got to try and get him into the flea market online because these are beautiful, stunning prints at a good value. So, end of commercial.
Yep. And of course, headed toward the print party room. Oh, did we move? We were upstairs before and moved into the first floor as well. Yes, we moved from
Yesterday.
from second floor shop down to first floor shop, but still
Except
renting all 3 floors.
If you're from Europe, we are now in the first floor.
On the
Ground floor.
Oh, ground.
Ground floor. Ah, upstairs was the first floor. I see.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
get this backwards.
What?
In Europe, in
This is
Britain,
zero.
we were. It works as ground floor. Then it goes to the first floor. This is the way they do it.
This is the
There's no difference here.
ground.
Zero.
Yeah.
So. Just you didn't know that. Yeah, Cameron, you didn't know this. Oh my God!
Never
Oh my
been
God!
to
Oh my God!
Europe.
No. We are now in the ground floor, but up to now we've been on the first floor. If you're European.
Huh. Well, there you go.
Oh, learn something every day.
Yep. Okay. Next one. Headed toward the print party shop. Oh, there's more greenery over there. Is that new or is that from upstairs?
Upstairs.
Okay. Great. Here it is. Ooh, the lights all set up. The blocks all ready to go. Is that what it looks like right now too?
Yep. That's it. This was last night, just before.
The brand new green tatami.
I love that bench.
You like that?
Yeah, I do.
They're pretty dirty. I didn't realize they're filthy. They need wash. You'll see when you go in there. We've got a
Wipe them
scrub.
down with wet rags, but they are
Well,
just
scuffed.
yeah.
It's from the shoe store, and everybody trying their shoes on scuffs with the heels and stuff. So when we get a minute, to recording, when we get a minute, we'll
Sandblast.
sand them off and then finish it. It looks terrible right now.
Oh, nice.
It is turning around so you can see where we are now. And how many pictures do we have here? Oh,
I think that's it.
heading
That's,
back
that's
in.
the last one.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
the last one.
And there's back to the beginning. Okay. Turn that back on. There you go.
Yeah. So I think it's actually about time.
Funny,
to-
you're
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful looking at the pictures, but you're in the room right now.
So
I've been seeing so many pictures before coming in. I was very excited this morning.
here's our setup. This is the actual room. We're sitting here. Okay, guys.
急に映る、急に映る。
前置きなく。
Okay, guys, we have now to get to work, and we're going to be officially opening at 10 o'clock in a few minutes. There's going to be a big flower delivery from our neighbors who have prepared a big surprise for us.
So it's not really a surprise.
If you already know about it.
Well, no, they wanted to make sure we were really cool.
Oh, that's very kind.
And then we have a good day. We have 3 parties scheduled today. It's going to be a full day. And I suspect there's going to be a ton of people walking in the door. So are you guys ready for it? Let's go for this.
Do this.
To the stream people, thank you very much for watching. Thank you again. And tomorrow's stream, I guess, will be right here, same time, same station. Okay, go for it. Say hello, guys. Say goodbye. Whatever.
Bye.
Good night or good day.
Okay, see you next time. Thank you. Where are we looking? Too many